Hello, and thank you for joining my second video. This video is about revamping my old computer. In my first video, which I'll try and put a link in somewhere around here or in the description down below, that video was about building my first computer, my new computer. In that you'll see the old computer and the new computer. In this video, it's about revamping that old computer. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, here we go. Well, this is the old PC, obviously. The aluminium's all worn down and not very shiny anymore. It's a bit dusty, and that actually doesn't even work anymore. Leg snapped off when I was moving, so she's not looking good. This is the old motherboard. She's actually a pretty good motherboard. Asus make very good motherboards. I haven't had one yet that hasn't failed me. AMD 3 or AM3 ready. I've actually got a Phenom 2 in there, which is a quad core. It was 3 core, but I unlocked it. Unlocked the 4th core, and it runs pretty good. I did a test on it with the Windows test, the CPU tester, and it actually rated 7.3, which is pretty good. The old power unit, which is 10 watts over what I need, so I won't worry about replacing it just yet. Maybe I might replace it later on, just to make the color match the inside of the new computer PC case, which is black. All the old cables, the old video card. Now this is going to be a lot of wire management because of the old style wiring. And when I get the new power pack, it should be a lot cleaner. They usually come braided these days. Alright, so here are the new fans. They're pretty. I went for the 120s. They're a bit cheaper. PC Case Gear was selling them for like $14 each. Orange. There's the graphics card. It's a DDR3, not DDR5, but it's going to be better because it's got 2 gig. Well, I think so anyway. That's the heatsink, which will replace the old heatsink. The new heatsink is actually came with my FX CPU, and it's just a bigger and better one, so I'll just replace it with this one. Hopefully it'll fit. I measured it up the other day and it looked like it fit, so it shouldn't be a problem. Start disconnecting some of these wires and cords. A bit hard with one hand recording and trying to do things with one hand, so I'll end up having to stop videos and look around and then start the video again once I've done it, only because it's too hard trying to do it and you don't want to break anything. At that point I realized that I haven't undone the screw, so I've got to turn the video off so that I can get to it. Okay, well I ended up having to take 2 screws out because one was laying on top of the other one. So, you know, don't reef on it, just have a good look around. It comes out. Sometimes you have to apply a little bit of force, but you shouldn't have to yank on it. You'll have problems. You could even snap the motherboard or crack it. Just a little jimmy there. Just caught on that clip. There we go. No problem. Can't believe it's so small, so old. But I'll clean it up and keep it, because you never know when a friend or a relative might need a card just to keep them running while they're waiting for their new one to arrive. So we'll clean that up and pack it away nice and neat. Alright, I've already unhooked all the wires and SATA cables and the hard drives. These hard drives will be replaced later on because they're a bit slow. What I'll do is I'll retire these and just use them as data storage. Hopefully I want to upgrade this to a Western Digital 2TB black with maybe a Kingston 120 gig SSD, or SSH I should say. be real careful pulling these pins out. They are quite small, and you can snap them off in the plugs. So take your time. If something's having a bit of trouble coming out, don't yank on it, just give it a little wiggle and very gently try and pull it out. RAM, make sure you get both clips. Some boards have it only on one side. This one has it on both sides, so pushing the clip all the way out generally will push the RAM out, so that's very easy to just come out. There we go. One 4 gig stick, second 4 gig stick, giving you a total of 8, which is all you really need, especially for something this PC is going to be built for, which is basically just like a little Steam box slash multimedia player that's going to go into the bedroom with the TV up there. 4-pin power board. There we go. Okay, now the 12-pin power board can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes they're stuck in there a fair bit harder than normal, so same rule applies as everything else. Just make sure there's a little clip there, make sure that clip's free, and then just work it out nice and steady. Okay. Yep, just check that pin. Yep, sometimes it can click back in position when you are moving your hand around there, especially if you've got a smaller case. Now that's how old the optical drives. See that massive ribbon in there? I don't think they even build boards with those in it anymore, but they might update the motherboard later on. I don't think we really need to at this point. If it is a standard optical drive for DVD player and CD-ROM, I don't think it's a rider, but definitely if I want to put a Blu-ray player in later on, I'm going to have to replace this. So make sure you look after that ribbon cable, because if you get a big fold in it, you'll have to get a new one, and they're pretty hard to come by. Okay, it's a bit dark, so I'll try and get the torch and give you a better look. Alright. One thing I got to work on in these videos is get some mobile lighting so I can get this lighting a bit better. So I usually do it later at night where there's not much sound around. Yeah, 2 little clips. This card reader is actually pretty good, but it's a smaller bay device and it won't fit in the new PC because I don't have that little converter to drop it down in size. So I'll take it out, but I probably won't be able to use it just yet. I'm just showing you the dirt and dust there that needs to be cleaned. Now that's going to be connected with a USB plug at the back. So just double check that's undone before I yank on it. Okay. And that just plugs into the USB 2 port. Okay, close that up. Start getting some cable management before we try and get the motherboard out. Yeah, we don't want to. There are a lot of delicate pins, and we don't want anything to get it caught on these wires. So we'll have to clean this up a little bit first before we try and unscrew it and take that out. Screws. Alright, there's cable management a little bit cleaned up, tucked aside. Yeah, just keep it all separated, just makes your job easier. Clean as you go, makes your job a hell of a lot easier. You're not tripping over boxes This is a fan that I actually took out earlier when I was considering what to do, and here it is here. What I'll end up doing, it's an older fan, but I think I'll end up using it in the new PC just to give it extra airflow. Pretty good. It's got a 3-speed setting there on it. I think it's a 4-pin Molex, is that what it's called? I'm not too sure. Power. Set it there with the other parts. Okay. Oh, yep. I've obviously undone the screws already. Alright. I'll show you how dusty she is. That heat sink's actually pretty small. I'm glad I'm putting the new one on there. Wow. Now, when cleaning this down, you got to be careful unless you're using a special brush, static-free brush. If you're using like a dustpan or any sort of plastic that you're rubbing with it, you really got to make sure that you don't build up a static charge and constantly earth yourself out if you do need to. Even compressed air, blowing air over, especially cold air or dry air, will build up a static charge. So you need to make sure that when you're cleaning this, either by rubbing it or dusting it or blowing it, you need to make sure that you are earthing yourself out. Alright, that's the difference in heat size, so it's going to help a lot in cooling. It's got 4 big copper heat pipes, as opposed to this one, which is just one aluminium cut block. Might try and get that cord tucked away a little bit needed too. And I can put it in. Alright. I'll have to turn off the video soon because I need my hands. And we're back. Alright, I've cleaned this up. Put it on a electrical free board, either a towel or the motherboard that it actually came in, the box that it came in, so you're not scratching your table or earthing it out. All the parts. Just a little pass over. I pulled one out of the box so you can see it. It's clear with orange lighting. It's going to look pretty good. A little bit subtle. I don't want it too bright. The white ones tend to be brighter, I think, so I went with the clear. That's the graphics card. A lot more chunky now. I went with the 7750 because I will definitely be upgrading the CPU from a Phantom 2 to one of the new A10 6800s, I think, with the built-in graphics card. That way I can crossfire the graphics card with the APU. Sorry, it's not a CPU anymore, it is an APU, the new Richland ones from AMD. Now, when you're handling this stuff, be very careful because this builds up a static charge very quickly. Earth yourself out whenever you touch it, and this is the case. Nah, just teasing. I'll show it to you better once it's sort of all together. Alright, so that's a little bit leftover CPU paste, I think it's called. Nail polish remover, I wouldn't recommend using it. It's only because it's the only stuff I've got. I don't actually have any cleaner, but I'm going to use that glass cleaner to clean it up, and that should do the trick. Only use the polish if it's a bit stronger. Now, unhook everything and don't lift it up. Twist it gently and then lift it off. If you yank on it hard, you're going to damage the CPU. It's all dried on there, see? It gets a little bit hard, so make sure you give it a gentle twist. Apply the pressure slowly and then lift up. You can see underneath it's just one solid aluminium cut block for a heatsink. We won't need to take that out, but we will have to clean it very carefully. Some paste or heat transferent paste can be conductive, so you don't want to get little balls of it or little pieces of it on your motherboard because it can arc out across and you can write off your motherboard. Alright, well that's cleaned up. I used the little wipe, and you want to get a nice clean corner, go over it one more time and check it, and when it comes up perfectly white and clean, you know you're done. There you go. Make sure you don't want to leave any little tears or paper or whatever left behind. You want to make sure there are no filaments left. It's nice and clean. CPU is going to be a different story because it's just a block of metal or copper. You can be a bit more vigorous with it. So I use the polish on it, give it a good rub. Doesn't matter how much you rub it, because it's copper, it's going to be polishing it, so it's always going to be a little bit black when you look at the clean rag. You want a dollop of paste there, probably about a swollen piece of rice. Alright, that gets connected down. Make sure you think about where you want your wires to go. Push that all the way down. You might hear a little bit of a crunch, but you know, you should be alright. You'll usually have two pins up there to connect it. See, it's got 4 holes, so you want to go with the 4 there. It'll only fit in one way unless you really force it. When you see it, there's a little plastic flap there, and that sort of sits in that little groove, and it's pretty easy. There you go. The reason I put it in that position because it went around and tuck it around underneath the cord, that is, make it a little bit neater. Make sure they're both open when you go to put your RAM in. The RAM will only go in one way. You'll see down the bottom, I move the camera down eventually, there we go. You'll see a little groove in the plastic and a little notch there. You need to make sure they line up. Right, now trying to do this with while watching through the viewfinder is a bit tricky, so I have to fumble it around a little bit. Then there we go. Pops in. Now if you can't do those all the way up, then that's not in properly. It has to click all the way in, and then you know you got it. Nice little bit of room there. I was a bit worried that it wasn't going to fit, but it turned out to be okay. A little bit of air blowing through those grooves will help cool the RAM down as well, hopefully. Second one, making sure it's lined up, making sure the clips are open. See it click down. The other side should do the same. There you go. Now, the video card, I recommend watching Linus Tech Tips. They say that, you know, it can get in the way. You got to put these little pins in, and they can get fumbling. You need all the light you can, so don't put that in till last thing. Well, that's what I recommend. You can do it if you want. It's totally up to you. Now, when you're putting your motherboard in, don't just drop it in. Make sure all your mountings are in. I've already done it. I didn't actually video that. Sorry about that, but it's pretty easy. Now, at this point, I realized I should do the fans first because otherwise I'm going to be working around the motherboard. I might damage something. So I took the motherboard out, and then I started doing the fans. Took the sides off the PC case. So I replaced all these white ones with the clear ones. That one's got a light in it, so I'll probably use it in the case somewhere. And there we go. A little adjustable arm there. And the black one from the old case. Oh, no. Yep, I'll drop that one at the top there, just to give it more airflow. Both. And this one, I will put down the bottom. Basically, I can blow it up in there, but I'm going to push it down to keep underneath of the case dust free. Stop any dust getting sucked in from the bottom, because the power unit's going to be mounted upside down, taking air from underneath rather than in the case. Alright. Power units in. Started to do a little bit of management, just untangling wires. Gave them a clean tube. You may as well give them a dust down. You can get extensions for these or sleeves like put over them with a heat shrink, but I'm not going to worry about it just now. Fans are in. Don't have the black one in yet because I didn't want to get it damaged while I was trying to fumble around with those cables. Alright, everything's in a little bit more. A bit more power management, or cable management. SATAs are in, power units in. 12 pin, sorry. Put a few more parts in, put in the hard drives and the optical drive soon. Okay, optical drive is in. Hard drives are in. Look, just try and show you the management. It's a bit dark, but I'll next couple of videos I'll get the lighting a bit better. Just been learning a few tricks here and there.
I kept dreaming of a world I thought I'd never see. And then, one day, something happened. Something extraordinary. I got in.
This can't be good. What am I supposed to do?
Semblarás. Here they come.
Change the scheme, alter the mood. Electrify the boys and girls if you'd be so kind.